let's get to the guys that you're here to talk to and to hear from. Nathan, if I can start with you, you had a lot of options post your UFC career. You had a lot of different suitors. You had a lot of different opponents that wanted to fight you. Ultimately, why did you choose an 8-round boxing match against Jake Paul for your first fight post UFC?
My plan in fighting is always to fight the biggest name and the best fighters there are. I've been trying to get out of the UFC for a long time because I knew what I was worth, what fighters are worth, and what I should do. And it was a long road, but when I was on the way out, he was doing the biggest and the best things outside for fighting and in fighting, and I was glad I had a worthy opponent to make an attack on as soon as I got out.
And this is a co-promotion between Jake's Most Valuable Promotions and Your Real Fight Inc. Your promotion, relatively new, to see it on the marquee, to see this come together, to see this be a 50-50 split. For someone like yourself that has been a part of the fight game for so long, what does this mean to you?
Yeah, I think everything was. I appreciated everything that I've done and had to go through because it got me to the point where I understood and knew what I needed to do, what I wanted to happen, and what should happen. It's been done before, so people don't watch really the blueprints on how things are done. And I was watching it, motivated the whole time, and it was just time would tell, So.
MVP, real fight coming together. And Jake, we last saw you back in February, tough fight against Tommy Fury. And correct me if I'm wrong, it did seem initially like your heart was set on running it back with Tommy. Can you explain why you pivoted and went after Nathan Diaz instead?
Yeah, no, Nate Diaz was always the plan after Tommy. That was what I said even in the build-up to Tommy. I was like, it's Nate Diaz after Tommy Fury. So that was always the plan. This is a big fight. This is a fight that I've wanted for a long time. He got out of his UFC contract, and this is probably the biggest fight of the year, only topping me versus Tommy. So I want to make big events, big fights happen, and strike while the iron's hot. He was a free agent. Let's run it, make it happen, settle the shit talk, and I'm ready for war. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me out. Dallas, I love y'all. And I'm going to do what Conor McGregor couldn't do, and I'm going to knock this man out.
Do you feel, considering what happened in February, like there is more pressure on your shoulders to prove to everyone that, you belong here, that you can have a successful boxing career, and that you can beat someone of his caliber?
100%. I'm filled with vengeance, ambition, hunger, drive more than ever before. I have a lot to prove, 2 chips on each shoulder, and it's do or die for me. Truly, this fight is do or die. I have to leave it all on the line, and I think that's the same for Nate Diaz. He's leaving the UFC on a win. He wants to come into this game, make a bunch of money, knock out the YouTuber kid, then go back and finish his legacy off. And that's why this is such an amazing fight. But I just lost, and if he beats me, then where does that leave me? So it's 2 people who can't lose, who don't want to lose, who never back down, who keep on fighting, and that's why this is war, and I'm ready for war.
And by the way, when you say do or die, do you mean if you lose this fight, you're done?
In my mind, that's how I'm treating it. In my mind, that's how I'm treating it. This is the only thing I'm focused on, and I'm filled with that hunger, and I have more conviction now than ever of what I'm going to do in this sport. And when you're doing a lot of fights back to back to back, I'm knocking everyone out, putting them on their ass, making tens of millions of dollars, you can lose that hunger, and that loss reinstilled that in me. And I'm excited to come back. I said, don't judge me by my wins, judge me by my losses. So I'm going to come back, and I've been working in silence. I promise you that. I promise you that. I promise you I know what I'm capable, and this is going to be the best version of Jake Paul that you're ever going to see in the ring.
One last one for me. Nathan, just curious, did you watch his fight against Tommy Fury? And if so, what is your assessment of Jake's boxing skills at this point?
Yeah, I did. It was I don't think no one won or lost, so it's like, that's why I wanted to fight too, because usually I want to fight the guys who won, but I don't think anybody lost in the fight anyway, so. And I think that was a hard fight to take was Tommy Fury, because not a very big deal.
I feel you. All right, guys.